Hey, what's going on, guys? Bizkit Rebellion, and welcome to Comic Book Talk Episode 7. And what are we going to be talking about today? Well, we're going to focus on the positives for now. Because last episode, I did focus on the negatives, so I decided to talk about something positive for, a change. And today's topic is, which superhero character, doesn't even have to be a superhero, it could just be any character, from the comics do you think is funny? Or at least is the funniest to you? Wow. A lot of characters I can think of could fit in this role for DC. Beast Boy, almost the three top villains for Flash, if I can remember their names, Captain Boomerang, I think it was the Common Cold, I'm not even sure. But those three, you know what I'm talking about if you actually read the Flash comics. Those three, Ambush Bug, and I can't remember this other character, but this one superhero that stands out to me amongst all of them. And I personally think that this character is the most underrated character in comic book history, in my opinion. And this character is Plastic Man. Plastic Man, Plastic Man, Plastic Man. There is not an episode from Batman Brave and the Bold, because that's where I mostly saw him, and I was actually introduced to this character when I first saw Brave and the Bold. There's not an episode I saw that hasn't made me laugh. Also, that hasn't made me not smile. This man lightens up my mood. Whenever I'm sad, whenever I'm depressed, whenever I feel down about something, I watch Brave and the Bold, and if there's Plastic Man, he just raises my hopes. Like when I first read Superman, he just raises my hopes. I feel happy. Because this man is like... how should I say it? He's like the light at the end of the tunnel. I know that sounds a little bit extreme, but it's kind of like that. If you're surrounded by sad stuff, if you just meet Plastic Man, you'll just feel happy. Because that's who he is. He is legitimately the comic relief of DC, or at least one of the comic reliefs in DC. There is not an issue from DC Comics. There's not an issue where they featured Plastic Man that everything is serious, with the exception of Blackest Night and I think everything after Infinite Crisis. That's when shit got serious. But before Infinite Crisis, every cameo, every appearance, every time he was in an issue for Justice League, he is hilarious. Oh my god, he is hilarious. Especially when he's with Batman. It's funny because here we have a very serious character, and over here we have a funny guy. I mean, you pretty much can see that in detective movies or like movies that, cops have partners. We have one that's very serious and the other one's that's just joking around and stuff like that. Basically, that's what describes Batman and Plastic Man whenever they're together. That's traditionally them right there. Plus, whenever Batman is next to Plastic Man, or at least when he's with him, you can see him calm down. You don't see him tense up. You don't see him all serious and stuff. I guess it's because Plastic Man has a tendency to get everybody out of their serious mode. I mean, that's the only way I can pronounce it. But yeah, he has a tendency to get people out of the serious mode. And that's what I really like about this character. And that's what drew me into being probably one of his fans. Yes, I'll admit, I'm kind of a fan of Plastic Man, only because he lightens up my mood. Plus, I do like his history, I do like his powers. Now, by powers, this man is very, very strong. Do not deny that. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you say, oh, all he does is stretch, this and this. Well, what about Mr. Fantastic? Why is he one of the most popular characters in Marvel? Why is he one of the most strongest characters in Marvel? Okay, if you guys don't agree with that neither, then okay, let's go to anime for a little bit. The character Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece. Why is he so strong if all he can do is stretch? If you guys still can't answer that question, then, like I said, do not judge a book by its cover. This guy, this man, this Plastic Man, is very powerful. Yes, he is. Do not deny that. Now, Let me tell you guys a quote that Batman mentioned when he survived for, I think, 3,000 years being frozen and shattered to pieces. Yes, he was shattered to pieces. He was. And this is Batman's reaction and quote. Plastic Man survived for 3,000 years as little more than crumbs and shattered around the Atlantic. If that doesn't give you the idea of the level of power he hides behind that doofy smile of his, then you, sir, are brain dead. Yes, Batman acknowledged this guy's power and his true potential. This guy is crazy, yes. And not only that, he's very hard to kill. He is. Seriously. I remember in Blackest Night, he was fighting this character, Vibe. And then what Vibe did was, he tore his heart out. Yes, he literally put his hands on his chest, ripped his heart out, and guess what? He still survived that. You know why? Because his organs are made of rubber. Basically, his whole body is technically made of rubber. But if you literally take out his heart, that won't kill him because his heart is made out of rubber. Not only that, he has a sort of regenerating thing where, let's say if you slice his arm off and you just leave him there, basically all he has to do is put his arm back to his shoulder, and that thing will regenerate and go back to normal. This guy is freaking strong. You can't kill this guy. I remember this picture. I'm not sure if I put it as my thumbnail for this video. This picture, it shows so many bad guys around Plastic Man trying their best to kill him. And his only reaction is him just standing there heroically, smiling, and saying, "Hey, that tickles." It's like, what? I would imagine, like, if you got Plastic Man going up against Doomsday. Now, I know this sounds a little bit over-exaggeration, but really, it's not over-exaggerated. This is how powerful this guy is. If you put him competing with Doomsday, and let's say you have Doomsday just pounding this guy on the floor, and all he does is just smile. All he does is just smile and just crack up jokes, because that's what he normally does in the Justice League before, Infinite Crisis, when things got serious. You have bad guys pummeling the crap out of this guy. Let's say for Doomsday's case, you just see him pummeling down in the ground, and he won't stop. And all you see is this guy smiling. I said, "Dude, stop tickling me." It's like, I can imagine Doomsday's frustration, like, why won't this guy die? And that's what I love about Plastic Man. He takes everything as a joke. Now, yes, there is a certain limit you take for taking everything as a joke. There are some moments you have to take seriously. Now, he knows that. I remember, in this event, it was right after he lived for 3,000 years. Now, if you guys don't know the premise, or at least what happened, it was basically him, Plastic Man, and a bunch of members of the Justice League traveled back in time 3,000 years, ago, to where Atlantis was first constructed, or basically where it first began. And he had to fight this bad guy, I can't remember his name, but what happened was he got frozen and then he got shattered into pieces around the Atlantic Ocean. Plus, I think the pieces got scattered because of the water. So the Justice League had a hard time finding every piece of his body so he can regenerate. So what they did was they took 80% of his body, I think, and went to travel back into their own time. And then they found Plastic Man, who turned out that he was still alive. Yes, even after his pieces got separated, he was still alive and still, conscious. So he had to suffer 3,000 years just frozen, doing nothing. That put a lot of stress into his mind. So what he did was, after they fixed him and he put him back together, he decided to quit hero business. Yes, he decided to quit. Until Batman came in, talked him out of it, and he returned back to being a superhero. I wish they would have kept him, not being a superhero anymore, because I feel like he kind of does deserve to have a normal life. And that's what he was trying to do. But that's not what the writers wanted him to be, so they decided to make him a hero, which I'm cool with that. I really am, because this guy, overall, he's still funny. As long as he makes jokes, as long as he puts a smile on my face, really, I don't give a damn what the hell they do. Seriously. Okay, enough about Plastic Man. Because I could talk about hours about this guy. On the Marvel side, let me think. I have to say Deadpool. Yes, Deadpool. This guy, the merc with the mouth, has a huge tendency to make me laugh. In fact, the Deadpool game, oh my god. If you guys want to know the reason why I think this man is funny, play that game. Just play it. Just play it. Just play it for like, I don't know, like 20 minutes. Just for like a good 20 minutes. And you'll see why I find that he's hilarious. If not, then read the comics. Especially, let me see, what issues did I find him a lot hilarious? Alright, from 2000 and up. Do not read comics from 2000 or before 2000 and below. Don't read that. I guess it's because he wasn't as funny as he is now. Also, sorry, I kind of starting to get sick here. Also, if you guys don't want to read the comics and you just want to visualize or see him on TV or something, go watch Ultimate Spider-Man. I forgot what episode, but just search around in Ultimate Spider-Man and wait to see his cameo in the series. Even in that cameo, kind of defines why I find this guy funny. Not only that, he has a huge tendency to break the fourth wall. Now, this is funny because I kind of do hate characters that do have a tendency to break the fourth wall because I feel like they're really out of character. They really are. But if you have a character that is supposed to do that, then can you really complain? Can you really honestly complain? Not only that, can you really complain if he's out of character so much that that really defines his character? He is just there to be a comic relief for Marvel. Can you really complain? No, you can't. So you have to accept him for the way he is. Which, I'm fine with that. I really am. The guy's immortal. The guy won't shut up about things. Sorry. He won't freaking... He has a huge tendency to be serious, but in a funny way. He plays a good guy and a bad guy. Sometimes both. He just does whatever the hell he wants. And I kind of find characters like that funny. I really do. Because it's like you give him so much freedom. It really does. Because all you have to say is, oh, I do this because I give a shit. Oh, I won't do that because I don't give a shit. That's basically what he is in a nutshell. In a freaking nutshell. If not, then this phrase defines him. The merc with the mouth. Just that. Just that. That phrase alone makes him hilarious to me. So, yeah. I mean, I remember, oh my god, this issue, or at least the cover of the issue, got me just laughing. Laughing so hard, I started crying. It was when they showed a cover. If you guys remember, the first issue of Amazing Spider-Man, or at least when they first introduced Amazing Spider-Man, it showed Peter Parker swinging from rooftop to rooftop, carrying a guy. Apparently, he saved his life. So, in the Deadpool one, you see the exact same thing, but with Deadpool in it, and I think the guy kind of looks like Stan Lee. I am not sure. I'm not sure who that guy is, but to me, I really think he looks like Stan Lee. And you see him on a rope, but the rope breaks. Every time I look at that picture, it just looks funny to me. It really does. I'm pretty sure there are other stuff that he's done that are really hilarious. In fact, the Marvel Zombies one, he was really hilarious in there. Right until the point he met this guy, I think he was a zombie as well. I'm not sure. But when he met this zombie who wasn't going around eating people, he started to tone down his humor. I don't know what happened there, but basically him and Marvel Zombies, he was hilarious. He was freak. And he still talked jokes and all that other stuff. I don't know. I really don't know. So if I were you guys, I really would recommend watching shows that has these characters, you know, Plastic Man and Deadpool, or reading comics that have these characters. Well, for Plastic Man's case, yeah, you probably might not want to read his comics from Infinite Crisis and up, because that's when he got serious. Or at least that's where the seriousness escalated for this character, and he became less humorous. Actually, his humor is gotten to the point where you can see the villains try so hard to kill this man, but he just won't die. He won't die. So, if I really would recommend you guys to, know more about Plastic Man, I suggest you watch Brave and the Bold, watch the DC shorts, or read the comics from Infinite Crisis, or at least before Infinite Crisis and down. Down to the old ones, because that's where he was really funny. As for Deadpool, read the comics from 2000 and up. And let me see. I wouldn't recommend you watching the Wolverine movie because he wasn't really hilarious in there. He wasn't funny at all, in my opinion. I guess it's because Ryan Reynolds wasn't really trying that hard. But, oh well. He still did a good performance either way, but I would recommend you watch Ultimate Spider-Man and look for that episode where he did a cameo. And play the Deadpool game. Yes. That's the only way. That's the only things I recommend you guys to look for when it comes to watching these characters. So anyway, that is my list right there. Plastic Man and Deadpool. What characters do you think are funny? What characters make you laugh every time you see them? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you guys have any ideas for future episodes, then let me know also in the comment section below. But, as always, my name is Bizkit. Hope to see you guys in the next episode. Have a nice day, and goodbye.